You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. Let's go beyond the box score with Jackie Ray. Jackie Ray, it's good to see you this evening. I couldn't wait to talk to you, if only because we had been talking for months about what needs to happen for the WNBA to start generating more revenue for its players. And you and I both said they need the TV deal. That's where the money comes from. Now, I happen to see that the WNBA is going to get some $200 million per year from this new negotiated media rights deal. But the WNBA Players Union has said, hey, not so fast. It actually could be worth more. Where do you come out on this?
I think two things can be true at the same time. I think the president of the association is correct in saying, yes, the WNBA could potentially be worth more. And if you're that's how appreciation works, though. What it's valued at today is not going to be the value later on. But at the same time, no matter what the value is going forward, the WNBA has been a anchor, if you will. It's been bringing down the NBA financially. The NBA has had to pour money into the W without actually the W ever getting into the black. So yes, it might be worth a lot more today, but one, we don't know that for sure, because it's been a very slow snail's pace to get those TV rights. And then on top of that, we're seeing this spark right now because of this rookie class. Now, when I say that, yes, the W has saw like increments in increased viewership. But again, had we not had the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clarks of the world, it would have taken another 5 to 10 years for them to have the amount of fans that are watching right now, just being realistic. So now you have to wonder, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese not only have to continue their trajectory, the NCAA has to provide athletes that are similar in fashion to keep gaining that new momentum. So you don't really know where the W is going to be. So I think sometimes you just don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If your platform continues to evolve, that's great. Let's keep moving in that positive direction. But let's not pretend like we don't know that it's been a very slow climb to get into any sort of financial deals with the WNBA.
But I always liken the WNBA at this point to the NBA of 1979, 1980. Remember, that growth of the NBA was predicated largely on the accomplishments and the allure of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And yes, we didn't know what the future was going to hold, but there was a better understanding and interest of the college game, how it matriculated to the professional game, and those storylines started from there. I would make that same comparison. You have a Paige Beckers and others who are coming up right through the pipeline, who people now are ready for, interested in, and excited to see in the WNBA. I think it's going to all work together. And if anything, look, I don't think they're going to move backwards, because Caitlin Clark is going to be in the league next year. Angel Reese is going to be in the league next year. And they'll probably even have more of a prominent following. Would you agree?
I definitely would agree. Juju's coming. Like you said, Paige is coming. So we have, these young athletes. Juju was at a LA Sparks game last week. And when she walked in, you would have thought Kamala Harris was walking in, so there's definitely that fan base that is already around these young athletes. So I do understand the premise of, hey, look what we've done in basically a year. Look at what's coming down the pipeline. I think you have undervalued us. Let's get more value. Plus, anybody who's out there who's negotiating a job, you always go high and let them talk you down, So right. I definitely think you go high and try to get more numbers. I think my problem is not the amount of money, but the time. If it wasn't an 11-year deal, I would tell them fall back. Like if it was a 7, even 8-year deal, I would say fall back. Let's do this 7, 8 years. 11 years is a long time. And I think if you're going to push on any aspect of this deal, you push on the time, not the amount.
Right. I definitely agree with you there, because in 11 years, this league might be 10 times its value.
Right.
Right. And then what are you looking at? So that's something to think about. And I was thinking about all of this during the WNBA All-Star game this weekend. It was not only a fun game to watch. You had the WNBA All-Stars versus the USA Olympic team. There was intrigue there. There was real interest there. But it's a better product than the NBA All-Star game. Is it
That's
not?
not hard to do, though. That is not hard to do. The NBA, I feel like are lazy now. I feel like they think they have enough names, enough star power that the NBA All-Star is just going to be what it is and that fans are going to care. They don't realize that we are hungry for entertainment, and the NBA leads the way in entertainment. Entertain us, so they have fallen completely short. The W, though, they have done, and I know I have an inside perspective because I cover the Sparks. They have done an amazing job of tapping into what the fan base actually wants via text messages, individual teams engaging with their fan base, knowing what's going to track. They have done an amazing job of tapping in and say, you know what? Fans over here like this, fans over here like that. Let's do this. They are very in tune. And I think even though the NBA obviously is out earning the WNBA by leaps and bounds, I do think this is how they are handling this social media push and this new relevancy that they're experiencing. People should tap into it because it gives you a better product. When you care about what your fans want to see, you automatically produce a better product.
Where do we go from here? Does it matter? Does Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, do they need to make the playoffs? Do their teams need to make the playoffs for this to matter, this season to matter? Or is it just a nice story? We'll try to pick it up next year. Do they have to make the playoffs for all this to stick?
I don't think let me rephrase that. If you're a fan of the WNBA, if you understand how the game goes, if you understand growth, if you've seen teams have these big sparks but are still in the middle of a rebuild like the Indiana Fever is, then absolutely not. You don't have to make the playoffs because you understand what's going on and you're very proud of the growth spurts you're seeing on these teams when you're talking about the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. If you're one of these newbie fans who really are struggling to understand the game, then yes, they have to make the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs, it's going to be a conspiracy as to why they didn't make the playoffs. But in reality, no, they don't have to make the playoffs. What they're doing right now is amazing to see. And when you're watching the game, these growth spurts that they're having every single game is fantastic to watch.
When we come back, let's keep it within the lane of professional basketball, but let's talk about locally. The Clippers had, I would say, a soft opening of the Intuit Dome. I drive past it maybe 2-3 times a week in my daily comings and goings, but they had a soft opening where they allowed fans to come in and see its massive scoreboard, which they call the Halo board. The Intuit Dome is really bending over backwards to make this a fan enjoyable experience and very up to date with all the accoutrement and technology available for that. Let's get into that when we come back. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're going beyond the box score with Jackie Ray, KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Later with Mo Kelly on KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as we continue to go beyond the box score with our regular commentator, Jackie Ray. The Intuit Dome, the Clippers' new dome, is not officially slated to open for another month or so, and they will have Bruno Mars performing there. But they did have a soft opening, and they allowed some of their season ticket holders and the media in to check out its new massive scoreboard, referred to as a Halo board. A press release described it as the largest ever double-sided Halo display, like a double-sided
spaceship looking
thing.
I don't know.
Circular scoreboard. That's the way I can describe it. Like a Halo. And it's almost a full acre. The Halo board, according to this, is equivalent to 38,375 square feet, 3,592 60-inch televisions, and 233 million LEDs. The Halo board features other stunning features, including the ability to go into player 360-degree mode. It is out of control. I can't do it. It's justice on radio. But I think there's a conversation to be had about this new generation of arenas and stadiums and how they are crafting that experience to say, don't stay home. We need you in the arena so you can best appreciate the product.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, when you understand your fan base, especially here in LA, not to say that, other states and cities aren't the same, but here in LA, there's just so much that you can do. You can literally go skiing and go to the beach at the same day. We have stuff that we can do here. So if you're going to grab our attention, it has to be a reason to go. This Halo thing seems similar to what they have at the Rams at SoFi. And I will tell
Looks very similar to it. Yeah.
Very similar. And I will tell you, being at SoFi, I sat in the nosebleeds and I was so mad because I'm afraid of heights. And I was like, I don't want to be TV way up here and these are terrible seats. That halo makes you feel like you're on the field. It just gives your eyes something to watch. It has all these different features that even if you're below it, you can look up into it. It's a crazy thing to see. It's so much fun to be there. And anybody who's been to a game knows that experience is definitely going to be different and more exciting. You feel like you're part of the game when you're there versus at home. However, the cost of inflation says, I don't know if I really want to do this. So you have to give fans a reason to say, yes, you might want to stay home and save some money. But if you do that, you're going to be missing this experience because this isn't just you coming to a game. This is an experience. And that's what they're giving fans. So well done. I think this is amazing.
There's a key point there. It has to offer something that you can't get at home, because when I'm at home, I have the refrigerator close by, I have a real comfy sofa, I have the big screen TV. What can you give me that I can't get at home? And the type of replays, the type of views and shots, this is not going to be for TV. This is specifically for the fan, which is in the arena. And also it's also integrating, I would say, the fantasy aspect where you'll be able to keep up with fantasy stats during the game while the game is going on. They're going to incorporate all of that. And it's a testament to how the NBA, and I think the NBA has largely embraced change and also embraced growth in the way that the other professional sports leagues, not baseball, not even professional football, they haven't embraced it in the way that the NBA has.
Right. My dad used to always say, don't be Blockbuster, because when Blockbuster had this chance to go into a digital space, they were like, oh, no, people aren't going to want that. And I think a lot of teams right now are just being Blockbuster. They think that this is the way we've always done it. I think baseball is uniquely different, though, because it does have this whole America's pastime. This is the way we've always done it mentality. So they struggle to take that leap because that's just, their nature. But you have to. We have young people now who are born with phones in their hands. So you can't just expect them to go out to a game and be like, oh, this is great just to be here. No, because they see things differently. They see the world differently than their parents did and their grandparents did. So to really you have to look forward. You have to look forward with money too, though, because these new innovations are not cheap. So when you have a billionaire that can say, you know what, I'm going to do this myself, that's when you get this new experience. So I think that fans need to be glad that they have an owner that's willing to invest in a product that fans can be proud of.
I don't want to be too granular, but for those who haven't been following the Clippers, they've never won anything of note, just in case you didn't know that. And also this past offseason, they were supposed to have Kawhi Leonard on the Olympic team. He pulled out. They've traded away Russell Westbrook, and they've also traded away PG-13 Paul George. So the product has really changed what is going to be on the court, and the type of excitement that they originally envisioned coming into this season, they're not going to have. The question is, how important is it for the Clippers to actually win for this arena to be best appreciated?
I think that's a great question. Anywhere outside of LA. Like, I think if you were a team like in Denver, where I'm from, which is a sports town and winning is everything. They don't care if you win in a shack, as long as you're winning, that it's a sports town. LA is an entertainment town. So if people here can see the Clippers as a destination versus a winning franchise, they're still going to be profitable. It's still going to be an experience. People are going to go. But it's the same. Those diehard fans who have been Clipper fans forever, they have to be looking at this situation and saying, you're trading away the farm. You haven't won anything. What's the vision going forward? I do think those diehard fans that are about the game, that grew up playing basketball, maybe wanted to play basketball at some point, the percentage of them in LA specifically is much smaller than it would be in, say, like a Denver. So I don't think you necessarily have to put out a winning product to pack out an arena. You just have to create an experience that people are talking about outside of the arena. Well,
speaking of experience, if you're not familiar with the area, it is literally 1.5 blocks from SoFi Stadium. Mm-hmm. Do not try to come to Inglewood on a Sunday afternoon, because you will have either the Rams or Chargers playing, because they alternate with their home games, and most likely a Clippers home game every now and then on a Sunday afternoon. Heaven forbid if you have two of those things going on at the same time, because traffic was bad with just SoFi. It's going to be even worse with the Clippers. I don't know how people are going to handle that, but that may be, and I bring that up because that may be a deterrent as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is for me. Like, my word of advice, don't think you're going to be saved from all this traffic nonsense if you take a bus or if you take an Uber, because the buses struggle to get out.
Yes.
There's the signal, Wi-Fi is low there. So you're going to, while everyone's trying to get their Uber at the same time, it's going to take you, it took me an hour. So for me, same for you.
Yes.
So
We had to walk like a half a mile or maybe more from SoFi to get to a place where Uber could get us.
We had to walk to Sizzlers, and Sizzlers didn't want to let us in.
No, I know exactly what it is.
And I was like, I just need to go to the bathroom. And it's like, nope. So it was that for me took it off my destination spot, because it was hot. Like, I'm not going to be out here waiting in this heat for an Uber who is texting me, can't get in. I can't get to you. You have to walk. So I loved it up until that point. But when I was trying to get home and it took me 2.5, 3 hours just to get out of the parking lot, that took it off my list for me. So they have to do things to make it convenient, because Lord knows we as Americans do not like to be inconvenienced in any way. So they definitely have to fix that.
Well, we will find out starting next month as the Intuit Dome officially opens. Jackie Ray, it's always good to talk to you. Let's do it again next week.
Yes, see you next week.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
I know in today's charged environment, a company can take a stance, or a president of a company can make a statement, and all of a sudden people want to boycott and they think that I'll never support that company anymore. And I try to remind people, if you knew the views of the president of your favorite companies, from food to cars, whatever, you probably wouldn't like them. The difference is most companies, their presidents keep their mouths shut. You don't know what they believe. You don't know what they think. Only time they really hit your radar is if they should do something publicly, which piques your attention. And then there is Elon Musk. He is the person who is very public in everything he does. He's very public about his political views, his other views, his views about social issues. And like it or not, it rubs off on his brands, plural. And I have said that I wonder if he's harming SpaceX. I wonder if he's harming Tesla. And there's more and more data to suggest that, yeah, he is. It just hasn't come to a tipping point. This is not what I believe. I'm just saying what the data shows. And we know that Elon Musk has been in this prolonged fight, this protracted fight with the state of California and Gavin Newsom. Last week, we told you about how he was going to pick up his marbles and move SpaceX to Texas. And I said, I don't know if that was really connected to anything that Gavin Newsom had done or any law. That's not something you could just announce on a whim and do on a whim. If he was actually going to do that, he's been planning that for years, and there are other steps he needs to take. But the way he fashioned it, he's making it about his personal views and then moving the company relative to his personal views. Then you look at what's been going on with Tesla. In industry data on last Thursday, which was released, it revealed demand for new Teslas here in California down a quarter, as in 24%, down to 52,211 vehicles in quarter two, based on registrations recorded post-sale when a vehicle's title is processed. This latest figure marks Tesla's third consecutive 3-month period of declines compared to the previous year. And that suggests that the volume of the existing range may have peaked in 2023 when it hit 230,000 vehicles. Meanwhile, registrations of its competitor, Rivian, soared 69% this quarter to 3,742. It makes it the fastest growing major brand in California. Stats can say anything. Here's some perspective. All the other electric vehicles, all the other EVs combined, they're not selling as many cars as Tesla. Tesla is still in a good place, but it does show the amount of losses that they're taking here in California, one of the biggest states when it comes to purchases of EVs. I'm not saying you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just saying you shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Why would you piss off the state which is most connected to your success? From a financial standpoint, I don't think that's good business. Yeah, he's the billionaire and everything, but he's losing his stockholders' money. And you may agree personally or politically with Elon Musk, and you may not have any skin in the game, but from the people I talk to, they don't like how his public pronouncements are hurting their business, hurting their stock. And this is California. You're not going to get a better state for EVs. Nowhere. And if you're not, and remember what Gavin Newsom is trying to do with the EV market right here in California by 2035. Why would you do anything to harm your prospects as being the principal EV manufacturer and distributor here in the state? I don't get it. Why he wants to go on this protracted war with the state of California against his own business interests, against his stockholders' interests. It will come to a tipping point where the company will move him out if he continues down this path. Free speech, yeah, he can say whatever he wants. It does not mean that the marketplace will accept everything that he has to say. In the way that I heard from all of you talk about, I can't believe, paraphrasing, I can't believe what Bud Light did with that trans influencer. And it impacted their sales, right? Well, it works both ways. And people are reacting to the public behavior, not just what he's had to say on Twitter and his public statements, but his behavior. They're reacting to that, and people, walk with their checkbook, as they say. Now I guess it's their debit card, and they're spending money where they feel that is best appreciated. I haven't purchased an EV yet, but you damn sure know I'm going to take his comments into account when I choose one, if I choose one, because driving a Tesla for many people feels like a political statement, because he is the brand. He is merged with the brand. And that part of that is intentional. He wants it that way. But there's a difference. And I don't know Mark Zuckerberg. He could be a complete a-hole. He could be someone detestable in every way. He doesn't say a hell of a lot. He said something last week about President Trump and being a super tough guy or something like that after the assassination attempt. But Mark Zuckerberg doesn't say much about anything. So if I were going to have a problem with all things Meta, it's going to be less connected to Mark Zuckerberg. But if I have a problem with Tesla, it's probably going to be connected to Elon Musk. Why? Because he made it that way. He wants it that way. He wants all the credit for everything that has to do with Tesla and SpaceX and anything else, Neuralink and so forth. And if I don't like or particularly like Elon Musk, well, that means I'm not going to support any of his products. And here in California, if you want to get into the politics of it, yeah, EV technologies, say it with me, is one of those green technologies. It's one of those things that people on the left side of the aisle tend to support. And if they don't like you, that means they're not going to support your product. So the question is, if you're Elon Musk, is it more important to have a megaphone like Twitter/X and say whatever you want, or is it more important to make sure that your businesses are healthy? Because at this point, it's not going to be both. There is a specific and measurable negative effect that his behavior is having on Tesla. People are not choosing other EVs because, I'll say, Tesla recalls. No, they're doing it because of Elon Musk. Because why? We're having the largest precipitous fall off of Tesla purchases right here in California. It's not evenly dispersed around the country. Right here in California. And the only real variable that you can point to is Elon Musk. So he can continue further down this path and make it more difficult to sell EVs here and elsewhere, or he can change his behavior. But newsflash, he's not going to change his behavior. It's Later with Mo Kelly, KFI AM 640. We are live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly, it's time for your horoscope. Professional growth opportunities and romantic excitement lie ahead for all of you, or some of you. Aries, this week may bring new opportunities for professional growth. Focus on networking and collaboration. Financial gains are likely, but avoid impulsive spending. Your romantic life may see some excitement. Get ready. Singles could meet someone special, while couples may enjoy a harmonious time. Taurus, steady progress in your work is indicated. Pay attention to detail and avoid procrastination. Financial stability is seen, but watch out for unexpected expenses. A stable and supportive time for relationships. Open communication will strengthen bonds with your partner. Gemini, Lindsay, who's helping produce tonight, she's a Gemini. Mark Ronner, he's a Gemini. This is for y'all. An excellent time for brainstorming and innovative ideas. Your communication skills will shine, helping you achieve career goals. Be mindful of your budget. A lively week for romance. Singles may find potential partners, and existing relationships could experience renewed passion. Focus on completing pending tasks and organizing your work. Financially, avoid major investments this week. Emotional connections are highlighted. Spend quality time with loved ones and express your feelings openly. That's you, Mark.
I always do.
You need to open up.
I try to express my emotional feelings to you as much as possible without, getting fined by the FCC.
You seem rather bottled up.
Do I?
Yes. Not constipated, but next
some
to
buildup, maybe?
Yes.
What do you recommend?
Let it all out.
Here it comes.
Leo, a dynamic week for career advancements. Showcase your leadership skills and take on new challenges. Financial gains are likely, but save for future needs. A romantic and passionate week awaits you. Enjoy the attention and affection from your partner. Virgo, stay organized. Stay methodical in your approach. A good time for planning and strategizing. Financially, consider long-term investments. A harmonious week in love. Strengthen your relationship with thoughtful gestures and communication. Libra, balance is key this week. Focus on maintaining harmony at work. I know that can be difficult sometimes. Financially, though, avoid impulsive decisions and stick to that budget. A favorable time for love. Singles might meet someone through social gatherings. And couples, y'all should focus on mutual understanding. Scorpio, got this for you, Twala. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. A week of transformation and new beginnings in your career. Be open to change and embrace new opportunities. Financially, manage your resources wisely. Deep emotional connections are highlighted. Strengthen your bond with meaningful conversations. That is tremendously vague. Do with it what you will.
It's not. Thinking about the invitation that I got from you and what I'm considering doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually very on point.
So when are you going to have a decision on that? I know you had to jump through some hoops.
No, look. The hoops have been jumped through. I've already talked to the co-parent. The boy is excited. He's like, "Oh, we are going." It's just, look.
Should we tell them?
No.
Okay.
Wait till I make that financial commitment.
Okay.
And I know I'm locked in.
Okay. All right.
I'm backing out.
Secrets, huh?
We'll tell you off there.
Okay.
Sagittarius, that's me. A positive week for career growth and exploration. Take calculated risks and be open to learning. Financial gains are likely, but save for future plans. An adventurous time in love. Ooh, yes. Plan exciting activities with your partner to keep the spark alive. I like it. Capricorn, hard work and determination will finally pay off. Focus on long-term goals and stay disciplined. Financial stability is seen, but avoid unnecessary expenses. I see a theme here, financial stability, budget, no excessive expenditures, We got it. A supportive week for relationships. Show appreciation and care for your partner. Aquarius, innovation and creativity will drive your success. Collaborate with others for the best results. Financially, though, think outside the box for growth. A week of surprises in love. Be open to new experiences and spontaneous moments. Use Crisco and handcuffs. It doesn't say that. I just threw that in. Pisces. Butter, maybe. Butter's better than Crisco. Do they sell Crisco anymore? Crisco oil? They do?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't know.
What? Of course they do. You're not a freak.
Pisces. Trust your intuition and go with the flow. Focus on creative projects and emotional well-being. Financially, be cautious with investments. There's that save thing again. A dreamy and romantic week. Nurture your relationships with empathy and understanding. And if there was just a general takeaway this week, Everybody's going to get some, and everybody needs to save more. Did we cover it all? All right. And butter works as well as Crisco.
Butter has that sticky after feeling.
Sounds like somebody's been watching Last Tango in Paris. Go get the butter. that's my Marlon Brando. Go get the butter.
Well, it could have been 9.5 weeks. Strawberries and ice cubes.
Well, whatever works for you.
Okay. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Full bandwidth stimulation.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere.